is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Yes, welcome to your Wednesday's Chrissy Swan Show. Jack, you're looking well rested.
Afternoon, so are you.
Thank you. I feel well rested.
You look fresh.
My brain is working well today, but how well is Mystic Chrissy's brain working? That's what I want to know.
Probably not too well, I'm going to guess.
Hop onto the Nova Player. It's not too late to be my victim today. There could be a Specsavers voucher and cash in it for you. Big show today. Ben Lomas is coming up very soon. You may not know his name. He is the most joyous person I've met in the last 5 to 10 years, and I want to share him with you. And we're all about new experiences here at the Chrissy Swan Show and bringing a bit of light and joy
Fresh
to you.
light, fresh blood.
And can I tell you, Ben Lomas is going to deliver that.
The Chrissy Swan Show. Chrissy's Clickbait.
Cyndi Lauper is the sound of my youth.
You love her.
I love her. You know, she's nearly 70 and she's supporting Rod Stewart at the moment. Two oldies out on the tear. He's
Rod
100.
Laver.
He's 100. So he's on a national tour and she's joining him. I mean, what a lineup. Cyndi Lauper and Rod Stewart. It's the stuff of 80s dreams. But she was all over it last night. Great purple mohawk, cool suit, full performance. And I wasn't there, but to hear her sing time after time, I think would have been almost a religious experience for me. What a song. You know how some songs, though, every time you listen to them, it's like pressing a bruise?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is one for me.
Is it
It's
linked
like-
to a memory?
It is.
Yeah,
And I'm
okay.
trying to think of what the memory is. I was very young, and I just remember it was
Triggers something.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I love it, but it is hard for me to listen to. You know
Okay,
that?
I get that.
We can sort of brighten things up with this number. Yes. I mean, it's a favourite of karaoke bars everywhere.
Yeah, this is an absolute karaoke
It's hard to sing, though. Someone with my voice can't do this.
No, I don't think anyone would ever actually sound like her either.
No, that's true. Or Kate Miller-Heidke could do it.
True.
Actually, she'd do a great job.
She should do it at Eurovision or something.
Yes.
That'd be sick.
And I love this one. It's from one of my favourite films of all time.
What's this called?
Good enough. Goonies.
Right.
Have you seen The Goonies?
I've not
Classic
seen The
80s
Goonies.
film. Oh, my God. The Truffle Shuffle. It's so great. It's so great.
I can picture the movie cover, but I've just never watched it.
Oh, it's just the best. You would absolutely love it. You must see it. Moving on, here's a headline that grabbed me. Man suing Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant chain after claiming boneless wings are actually just chicken nuggets. Eamon Harlim is seeking damages. I mean, come on now. Don't waste our time.
No, get a job.
He's
Far
seeking
out.
damages. I mean, it's worth a go. Whenever I read these, I think, you know, what if he gets a couple of grand out of it? That's not a bad day's work.
But for something so stupid, you're not going to.
But also, it's not right. If I was the judge in this case and he came to my courtroom and he said, hang on a minute, I've just discovered that buffalo wings are actually just slices of chicken breast meat. They're just a chicken nugget. I would say, get out of my courtroom. Get out of my court. Do not darken this door again. What's your name? Eamon. Because a buffalo wing and a nugget are very different things. Texturally, shape-wise. Like a nugget doesn't occur naturally on any part of the chicken.
No, a chicken nugget is a blender and the butcher throwing in whatever he can find.
Correct. And it is a legitimate food group on its own and
True.
could be the best.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
No one, especially women of a certain age, should ever feel invisible, disconnected, or unimportant. Priceline Pharmacy celebrates you and all your uniqueness at every age, because at Priceline, it's always a festival of you.
Head in store or online at priceline.com.au.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
It's time for a round of I Love You. Will you come on my show? Welcome, Ben Lomas.
Yeah, I love you too.
Now, you are a pure shot of joy and sunshine, and it beggars belief to me that you are not the most famous person in Australia. To me, you are on par with Bert Newton in terms of joy giving.
Guess what's going on my poster next year on Comedy Festival?
On par with Bert Newton.
Chrissy Swan.
5 stars. 5 stars. You are doing the Comedy Festival this year in Melbourne.
Yes.
Go see Ben's show. Any more questions? Tickets are available at benlomas.com.
Yes.
You're a bit up yourself to have your own website.
Hang on, but that's what you got to do now. You know, it's like you've got people on the socials, and then you direct them to your website, and they look at your website for 1.5 seconds and then leave again. So as long as they buy tickets, that's fine.
No, you must buy tickets to this show. It is called Any More Questions.
Yes.
You are a father.
Yes.
Are you tired of the questions?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
And for anyone listening, it's just non-stop questions. And I try to be serious, but then because I'm in, comedy festival mode, it's like my son asked me, he's like, Daddy, where does oat milk come from? And I'm like, well, that's easy, darling. It comes from a pretentious warehouse in Brunswick. But I can't answer them all. I can't answer them. Like the whole time, there was another one which made us laugh. It's like, how far is the North Pole? Exactly. Like, how the hell am I supposed to know that? I don't know that. Let's call Santa.
The answer is, of course, Google it.
I know.
I mean, Google it is the parent's friend.
I know, but then it annoys me as well because sometimes I just feel like my kids just don't think I'm smart. I'm not that smart, but I'd like to have a crack at it.
How old are they?
So they're 6 and 8.
Okay.
So they're pretty young. But now, because they're getting to that age, they ask quite personal questions.
Yeah.
So they ask stuff like...
See, I like that. I like it when it gets to that stage because I'm an open book. I'm really enjoying shocking my children with the truth.
Yeah, and then it's quite especially with my daughter, she's like, hey, Daddy, who else have you kissed besides Mummy?
Yes.
And you're like...
Take a seat.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're like, it's a long list. Strap in if you got an hour.
I love that. Yeah, kids are obsessed with previous relationships. I'm really close to one of my ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
And my kids have met him. And my daughter in particular is like, what was it like? What did you used to do with Lee? And I'm like, we would, go to movies and hang out together and all sorts of stuff. It's just fascinating.
I wonder if they understand or imagine that could have been their father.
Yeah,
like
that's
when you
right.
explain that.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
right.
Yeah, like we've got another dad at school where even then my son's like, we're friends with him. I was like, well, what happens if that was my dad? And I was like, well, you'd have a bigger house.
Your mother made some weird choices.
Yeah,
but you're stuck with me. We are stuck with you as well. You go camping, and
I love it.
I love you unconditionally,
and I love you unconditionally, and that's why we're going camping.
Ben Lomas, we are never, ever going camping together.
Hi-ho.
How very dare you. We are about to do the inaugural debate here on the Chrissy Swan Show.
Here we go.
You and I have fought about this privately.
Yes, over lunch, and I believe I won.
I don't think that's how it went. We are talking, of course, of camping. You are a major supporter of camping as a holiday.
I love it.
And I cannot stand it. Kick things off.
Okay, camping is one of the greatest holidays. First reason, you get back to nature. You get back to the water. You get back to the green space. You become so present with the earth. You become one with the earth.
I love to do that at a resort in Bali. A holiday, Ben Lomas, is supposed to give you an escape from your real life. Literally everything about camping is worse, more difficult and less comfortable than staying at home.
I disagree entirely. Going to camping, you know what? Food tastes better. And sure, you might be a bit hungry, but you cook it, you're present with your kids, and there's nothing more liberating than having to do a poo in the bush while a wombat watches.
It's weird to call your wife your wombat, but anyway. How? And answer me this, riddle me this.
Yes.
How is showering in a tinea-infested toilet block and eating tin spaghetti different to doing time in prison?
Oh, I'll tell you why.
How?
Because you don't use that. You get your own shower, you hook it up to the tree, and you have a beautiful view of the bush as you shower both together.
Humans invented roofs and beds for a reason. Camping is sliding backwards. Why?
60 seconds is up. You guys both did really well.
Thank you.
But the winner
It's camping.
is Chrissy Swan because
Thank
you lost me at quality time with your kids.
Yeah, but they disappear.
There's no Wi-Fi.
You don't actually get to see them.
There's no Wi-Fi in the bush.
You don't need Wi-Fi when you have the stars.
You need Wi-Fi.
You do not need Wi-Fi when there's stars.
You're a much better parent than me, and you can have it. You can absolutely have it. The answer is no. The answer is no. But the answer is yes. to you and your comedy festival show. Any more questions with Ben Lomas, go see him. It's from March 30, only in Melbourne though. You'll be touring it.
Yeah, I'll be touring, absolutely.
So get onto his website, benlomas.com.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Mystic Chrissy. Are you there, Mystic?
Am I allowed to speak now?
You can.
Now, you have been a very cheeky squirrel, Jack, and you have kept the name of this person from me. Don't say your name, just say hello, Chrissy.
Hi, Chrissy.
I get a K name.
No.
Jan, Stan, Fran, Pam.
No, but you...
Penny.
No.
What's your name?
My name's Jess.
Jess.
I'm feeling it, Chrissy. I know you're going to get there in the end with this one. We're
All
going
right.
to get all the way through.
Jess, I can see a Devon Rex or a Burmese cat around you.
No.
There's a timepiece around you that has some significance. A watch or a, like, you know, the nurse's timepiece.
No.
She even tried to play along with her.
She's really trying. Are there no nurses around you at all?
No nurses. Actually, there is nurses around me.
So nurses are around you.
Well, yes.
How?
How is a nurse around me?
Yeah.
My twin sister's a nurse.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's the timepiece I'm seeing because, you know, they've got the special watches.
Yeah.
I can see yellow roses and size 8 runners around you, Jess.
No.
I see, weirdly, a bag of blood and bone fertiliser.
Oh, that smell is my childhood, Chrissy. My
Is
mum
it?
did that on everything.
Your dad put it on everything.
Everything, yeah.
How funny. I've written it down here. Look, blood and bone.
Whenever you write something down, it comes to fruition. That's
true.
my advice for Mystic. Write everything.
Listen, I'm mystical. I don't need any advice
I
from you.
reckon you do.
All right, I can see a whistle around your neck or someone's neck.
Oh, I used to be a netball umpire, yes. Well done.
Go Mystic.
Whistle. You
See,
can see it there.
My advice was right.
I'm going to end on that. I've got Harry Styles written down here too.
I was just having a conversation about Harry Styles. Not necessarily a big fan, but just had the conversation, so you certainly think it's fun.
What, like this, like today, you've had a conversation about Harry
With my
Styles?
wife, just before, just earlier.
That's bizarre.
That is bizarre. I'll pay that. Let's get out.
Let's get out
Finish on a
now.
high.
Yeah, now-
The whistles and the blood and bone and the nurse, it's pretty good.
yeah, very specific.
Thank you, Jess. I really like the cut of your jib. I feel like you and I could have a really nice time over coffee and stuff.
Oh, absolutely, anytime.
In the meantime, there's a VIP Specsavers voucher on the way for you. You can spend it on glasses or sunnies plus $250 cash.
Oh, Ripper, that's amazing. Thank you, Chrissy. Thanks, Jack.
Buy some blood and bone fertiliser.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
I tell you what, people are strange. People are strange. This man has a pet crocodile. That's strange enough.
Unless you're Bindi or Bob Irwin.
Absolutely.
That's
That's
weird.
allowed. This guy is just a normal guy in a normal house, and he's got a pet crocodile who sleeps in his bed and loves cuddles. He says it's like having a dog. Now, I mean, to express how horrified I am by this as a concept, I haven't been able to use my bathroom for the last 2 days because there was a grasshopper in it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. There's something about the angle of the grasshopper's legs.
I actually relate to that because there's something, they're quite frightening and I know they're not.
They're so quick.
Yeah.
They're so quick. And their legs are like up and down and backwards at the same time.
And they sit quite tall given how thin the legs are.
Correct. So 2 days it's been in the bathroom and I haven't been able to go in. Can you imagine the sounds coming out of my face hole if I had to live with a crocodile?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be good.
This guy's brave because he also has 2 chihuahuas, which are exactly the same size as a raw whole chicken.
A chihuahua would be a crocodile's chicken nugget.
Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. No. People are strange. A crocodile is and never will be like having a dog.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Been excited about this for a while, Jack, because you and I have known each other for years and years, but I don't think you've really experienced the full spectrum of my chaotic
Yeah,
behaviour.
I probably met chaotic Chrissy in our 8th year of friendship.
And you've coined that phrase, chaotic Chrissy. You knew I was full of lady madness, but you weren't 100% sure quite how much, and you're learning.
Yes.
Welcome. Hopefully you're learning too at home in your cars, getting a little sneak peek. So here's my thing. I think 100% that there should be like a goodwill credit system for the use of cafe toilets and other stuff that's deemed customer use only.
So you're
right?
talking about if you're like walking down the street, you suddenly need to go.
Yes.
And you go in and you think you should be able to just use like a cafe's bathroom.
If I've been there a week earlier and haven't...
That's not how life works.
But this, I know this for sure. 13, 24, 10, by the way, if you agree with me. So on Sunday, I went for a walk with my 11-year-old and we went past a cafe that we go to often, right? And we didn't realise every other time we've been to this cafe that in the corner is like a pinball machine free to use for customers.
Right.
Right. And we've never used it.
That's cool.
But we've eaten there before, right? Anyway, Kit goes, I want to have a go of this. And we were just walking past. And I said, yeah, you absolutely can, because we've eaten here in the last couple of weeks and we didn't use it. So we've got like a virtual token.
But don't you think Sally behind the register might not have been working a week ago when you were there? So she might go, hang on, like they're just coming in to play around.
Well, funny you mentioned that because Sally didn't know that we'd been there.
I bet she didn't.
Yeah. And Sally said, sorry, this is for customers only.
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, oh, yeah. We were here last week. And she just looked at me like,
Cool, hon.
sorry, what? And I said, yeah, we were here last week and we didn't use it. So we're using it now. That makes perfect sense to me.
No, it doesn't. But you've got to put yourself in Sally's shoes. She imagine if everyone said that every time they came in. Or I can imagine a really annoying one would be people wanting to constantly use the bathroom, which I get when you're busting, but you've just got to buy something to then use that, because otherwise they just have a floodgate of people always coming in.
But see, this is another issue for me because, you know, I walk hours and hours a day, and usually I'm pretty good with budgeting my wheeze.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get caught out and I need to go to the toilet. And there's this cafe that I go to. If I'm in proximity, I know them and there's absolutely no issue. But the other day I was out and I'd bought a coffee from them a couple of weeks earlier and I said to them, can I cash in a toilet token? And they said, no, it's for customers only. And I said, yeah, but I am a customer, just not today. Because I'd had lots of coffee already.
That's like me breaking my arm and walking into a hospital being like, oh, I was born here, so don't charge me or put my details down, but can you fix it? Like, no, that's not how the world works.
I understand that, but I feel very strongly that it should. I feel like there should be some sort of goodwill credit system for when you haven't used the full amenities and you've been there. You should be able to use them later. And is it just me? I can tell by your face, Jack, it probably is just me.
I mean, in this studio it is.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
There should be a goodwill or credit system for cafe toilets and other stuff that is deemed customer use only. And what I mean by that is, on the weekend, we were walking past a cafe that we have been to in the past, and my son said, oh my God, there's a pinball machine. No one's on it. Can I use it? And I said, yes, absolutely. Because we were here last week and we didn't use it.
Because chaotic Chrissy doesn't understand that's not how the world works.
But why isn't it? That makes perfect sense. You get one use per meal.
But how do you expect the people working there or the business owners to like manage and understand
They just trust each other. We just trust each other.
The world's not all like fairy floss and rainbows,
Well,
man.
it should be. That is fair. Margaret, you agree with me, don't you?
I totally agree, but it's not about the pinball machine. It's about the toiletry.
Okay,
Going
talk to me.
the bathroom. So, how do I say? I'm an ex-retired undercover cop.
Oh.
Oh, my God, Margaret,
So,
I'm
you
so
imagine
hot
me?
for you. Yeah, keep going.
So I'm 61 now. So I used to have to go. I've had 3 kids. You'd appreciate that, Chrissy.
Yes,
Like when you've got to go, you've got to go.
absolutely.
So trying to find a bathroom And like, people stopped me and said, no, you haven't been here before. I said, look, I've really got to go. And it came down to some stages that do I open both doors and go in the, squat? No.
Margaret, isn't it like in the movies where you could just flash your badge and you get access to everything, including a free coffee?
I've actually had to do that, Chrissy, and that is really sad.
And by the way, I said badge then. Flash your badge with a B. Margaret, I'm glad you're on board with me. That's one vote for me. Natalie?
Hello.
Hello, Nat.
Where does it end, though, Chrissy?
Yes.
I love you so much, and I agree that it would be beautiful if the world worked that way, but where does it end? What if you had a coffee there once, and then 6 months later you go, oh, I had a coffee here 6 months ago, can I use your loo?
That's right, Natalie. Absolutely.
Chrissy
Absolutely.
is nodding in agreement.
If I'd had a coffee there at any time in my life and hadn't used the toilet on that occasion, then I'm allowed to cash that token in whenever I want.
You're not.
Yes, Nat, I am.
Oh, my goodness. That's going too far.
Do you think my son would have been so embarrassed?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's good. That's my job. All right, well, that's one each. I see this so clearly. I am as clear on this as I am on camping is a terrible idea.
As am I.
Jenny?
Yes, Chrissy, I totally agree with you.
Is there a time limitation? Like Nat said, what if you've been there 6 months earlier? I'm like, yeah, that counts.
There's no time limitation whatsoever.
I love it.
And my example for you with that is that I have two children. Granted, one's 30, one's 24. And when I had them as toddlers, there was no such thing as parents with pram parking.
Yeah.
And I like to park there now because I think I'm owed. I'm owed that space at the front of the shopping centre.
Jenny, I agree with you 100%.
The Chrissy Swan Show. Chrissy's clickbait.
Now, I think almost before you were born, Jack, there was a time in Australian air travel, plane travel, where it was wacky. When Virgin was introduced, it was very, very different to Qantas and Ansett or whoever was around at the time.
Okay.
You know, the uniforms were saucy and it was far more relaxed travel.
No wonder I'm a Virgin guy.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But they did have to change. When I first started flying Virgin, because they were also the first, to discount airfares, and I was living on the Sunshine Coast. This is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So just anything to get home, I would do. They were so wacky that they had almost like stand-up comedian routines instead of the safety stuff.
I wish we still had that.
No.
Why?
There's no room for it.
It's like...
eventually they stopped it and they realised what people wanted. At one point, I was in the back row of a flight and there was a game with everybody on the flight.
Oh, I'd hate that.
With a toilet roll, passing it backward and forward.
Oh, that's awful.
It was like, no, guys, no.
I'm not here
Anyway,
to
they
make
changed it. This is my idea of hell. I just want to get on a plane and get to where I'm going, right? I don't want to play toilet roll games, and I certainly don't want an impromptu performance of a fiddler.
Oh!
Wasted a lot of time in flight. Easy, buddy.
Oh, I find it too irritating.
Look, it is an Aer Lingus flight, which is the official airline of Ireland. So if it's going to happen anywhere, it should happen there. And it was on St. Patrick's Day, so you can forgive it.
Okay.
But that is too noisy.
That's too noisy. I was on the Virgin Pride flight that I told you about, and we had Kylie Minogue playing. That was okay. But that kind of instrumental
yeah, but you don't like violins.
I hate the violin.
And also, no amount of noise cancelling headphones is going to get rid of that.
No,
there is
that's true.
Absolutely no way. You need 7 Valium. That's the only way. Speaking of, Lindsay Lohan is having a baby.
Congrats,
she is
Lilo.
expecting her first baby with her husband, Beta Shamus.
I love how you say it.
I just love that name, and I love hearing her say it. Beta Shamus.
Beta.
Hey, Beta, I'm expecting a baby.
Is it yours?
It's very exciting news for her. Lohan's rep tells Page 6 that she is feeling great and she is thrilled. I'm sad, though, because last week Jamie Lee Curtis said they were going to reboot Freaky Friday, and now she won't do it.
She could in 9 months.
Nah, you need at least a year off, or like I did, 5 weeks. I was back at work after each baby, so I'll give her exactly 9 months from today.
I promise you,
And then I
Lindsay
expect her on
Lohan
set.
will not be parenting, so she'll be on set. Don't you worry.
Really? That is throwing some shade on baby Peter Shamus.
Can you say it's the Chrissy Swan Show in Lindsay's voice?
It's the Chrissy Swan Show.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Jack, I'm going to read you a headline, and I just want your initial gut reaction, okay? Reusable water bottles, of which we both have on us, hold more bacteria than a toilet seat, study finds.
That's why I always hated them. And this is why I was always someone that used a plastic water bottle that I'd throw out.
Okay, so your initial reaction to that is...
Vindication.
Right, okay. I was right. That's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
See, I read that. Reusable water bottles hold more bacteria than a toilet seat, and I go, good.
How is that good?
I'm thrilled about this.
But we wrap our lips around our reusable water bottles every 4 minutes.
More than that, we consume the contents of them, which are riddled with bacteria. Look, I'm doing it now. Look.
So, but tell me, why did you say that so seductive?
Yum. Yum.
What makes
and
that...
I've never washed this bottle. I don't think.
When you refill it, do you give it a rinse first?
Yeah, just a little rinse.
Yeah, well, you sort of...
No. They say that you've got to wash it with soapy water, blah, blah, blah.
But then I get worried if we were to do that with our water bottles, that we'd then be drinking soap. Because
Correct.
you can never completely get that residue off.
The study confirms that they harbour 40,000 times more bacteria than the average toilet seat, describing them as being like a portable petri dish. And I think this is good for us.
But why is this good for us?
Because it builds up your immunity. I like that. I like it. Like, I'll eat stuff off the street quite happily.
Don't say that.
I would. You know I would.
I know, but don't.
I would, because I'm doing my body a favour. I'm building up resilience. You know what I mean? We're built for that.
But if we were built for that, why are we not all doing it all of the time?
Because we're sick in the head like you. And we think that germs aren't our friend. Germs are our friends. More germs is
would you
what
lick
we
your
need.
toilet bowl then? If the toilet seat is cleaner than the drink bottle, would you have a little lick on that?
I would lick the toilet seat, but I wouldn't lick the bowl. I draw the line there. But I would happily lick a toilet seat if I knew that it was going to fortify me and make me stronger.
Have an armour force.
I do have armour force. I have that as well. But I'm never sick, and I think it's because I'm basically drinking the contents of a toilet bowl every single day. So don't be afraid of your water bottles. It's a good thing. 40,000 40,000 times more bacteria than the average toilet seat. That's a good amount.
I'm going back to my plastic water bottle.
Give us a kiss.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.